When Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is famous for his awkward public speaking and social skills, but the tech giant finally let his hair down and had a 3-hour-long conversation with Joe Rogan on his popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience. What did the two mega-famous personalities talk about? Well, everything from Zuckerberg's plans for the Metaverse, those jokes about him being an alien, and his problems with running Facebook. Keep on watching to find out more. First up, Zuckerberg thinks running Facebook isn't that much fun. During the conversation with Rogan, Zuckerberg said that running Facebook is not that much fun. Facebook, with all its serious issues regarding content moderation and the impact it has on serious world-impacting decisions, just isn't all that fun. Zuckerberg said, "It's almost like every day you wake up and you're punched in the stomach." We'll have to agree with you on this, Mark. Facebook is a great way to connect with loved ones, keep up with friends, and share jokes and memes. But it also has a very dark side. It's a place where hate speech, extremism, and bizarre advertisements have found a home, and ultimately, Zuckerberg is behind it all. Let's look at more serious issues surrounding Facebook. Rogan then asked Zuckerberg about social media and his role in polarization, especially with politics in the US. That's a touchy topic for Facebook. The social media platform has been at the center of conspiracy surrounding politics and content moderation. Does the whole drama around the US presidential elections of 2016 ring a bell? Zuckerberg explained that people blame social media for being the main cause for the polarization that exists in US politics. But according to him, this issue existed before social media was a thing. For him, there are other factors at work, and social media is not one of them. Is he right, or is he just deflecting responsibility? Extreme political division in the US existed before social media, yes, but social media has definitely played a role in accelerating that division. Social scientists, mathematicians, and others have studied the influence of social media platforms like Facebook on the elections, and they all agree it profits from polarization. Let's learn about what Facebook has done about this. According to the tech giant, the company has spent a considerable amount on the fight against disinformation and content moderation, but it was his comments on Facebook and his treatment of posts that could have spread misinformation ahead of the 2020 presidential election that sparked the most controversy. The conversation went down this route when Rogan pressed Zuckerberg on the controversy surrounding Hunter Biden's laptop and the New York Post 2020 story about it. A little recap. Just before the 2020 election, the Post published unconfirmed allegations of influence peddling by Hunter Biden, son of Democratic president candidate Joe Biden, with a Ukrainian company. The report ran emails from Hunter that was found in a laptop that was said to have been abandoned at a repair facility in Delaware. These were then supplied to President Donald Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who allegedly provided them to the Post. Up next, the FBI gets involved with Facebook. This crazy story about the controversial emails led to questions about Russian involvement, especially because U.S. officials had warned that Russia, who were very pro-Trump, they backed his 2016 campaign with not-so-covert social media propaganda, was interfering yet again. So Facebook and Twitter limited the article initially, but stopped after being accused of censorship. Oh, and the FBI was involved. Facebook took warnings from the FBI about foreign influence in the 2020 election and polarizing content very seriously. According to Zuckerberg, the FBI warned Facebook about something similar to the whole 2016 fiasco happening yet again in the 2020 elections, and advised them to be vigilant. Conveniently, Zuckerberg said he didn't remember if the FBI had mentioned the Post laptop story in the warning, but according to him, the article fit the pattern. Sorry, Zuckerberg, that's not a good enough reason. Well, we don't know about you, but we're going to have to agree with Zuckerberg on Facebook being, well, not so fun to run. Lastly, Zuckerberg reveals his big plans for the future of the Metaverse. Zuckerberg has been spending billions of dollars on Metaverse research this year alone. What is he spending on exactly, and what does he want to build? The conversation offered insight into his approach toward the Metaverse empire he's trying to build. Ultimately, Zuckerberg plans for the Metaverse to be all around us. The VR headset is just the beginning. The tech giant wants to shrink these headsets to the size of normal eyewear, so people can interact with augmented reality in their daily lives. And when this AR technology arrives, holograms are next. Sounds like one of Black Mirror's crazy plots to us. While the pair were discussing disinformation, Zuckerberg claimed Meta spent $5 billion last year on combating the issue and other defensive work at the company. So they're being more careful after all the Facebook drama. That's good, right? Finally, is the Metaverse really going to be better than Facebook? Rogan commented on how Mark effectively controls the flow of information to 3 billion plus people. That's difficult to even imagine. Being the CEO of a company that has so much control over what we see on social media platforms comes with a lot of responsibility. Zuckerberg disagreed with Rogan, saying he's just creating fun, new technologies to help people connect. However, there have already been instances of sexual harassment on the VR platform, which led to Meta implementing a personal boundary zone. So unfortunately for Zuckerberg, the VR metaverse will need just as much moderation and control as Facebook. Mark also talked about how people notice immediately when the platform tries to control or limit certain disinformation, and they run to the competition. At the end of the day, the power of the market is what drives Facebook. He repeatedly initially said he didn't want to make people angry, but instead wanted to empower them. So is he really doing that? In a world like the one imagined by Zuckerberg, Meta will have access to a scary amount of footage and real-time data. And we know from experience with Facebook, with a lot of power comes great responsibility. But is that responsibility something Zuckerberg is willing to take? We'll have to wait and see. That's all on Zuckerberg's conversation with Rogan, and now it's time to move on to some more related news. Other related news. First up, a new Meta VR headset will arrive in October. Following the Meta Quest 2, Meta's latest VR headset is set to release in October, Zuckerberg announced. This will be the company's first major VR launch ever since the name changed from Facebook to Meta last year. Zuckerberg wants the VR experience to be as fun and realistic as possible. They've added increased facial tracking, so your avatar will be able to smile or frown when you do. Zuckerberg explained to Rogan on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, that a video call with someone doesn't make you feel like you're there with them. VR is the next level. It convinces your brain that you're there. Sounds exciting, but also a little scary. Next, a package detonates on Northeastern University's campus with a message for Zuckerberg found inside. A package that detonated at Northeastern University had a note criticizing virtual reality and Zuckerberg. Delivered shortly after 7 p.m., a 45-year-old staff member opened the Pelican case, which then exploded in his hands. Apparently, it was an overpressurized case and not an explosive device. Inside, the police found a note with the package referring to virtual reality and Zuckerberg, Meta CEO, whose company has made major headway into the VR world known on the internet as the Metaverse. The unidentified staff member who opened the parcel was hospitalized with some minor hand injuries. The hall was evacuated and classes were canceled for the day till the campus was searched and declared safe for normal activities to resume. People aren't very happy about the Metaverse, Zuckerberg. Finally, Meta stocks plunged to a record low. Facebook is cheap right now, as cheap as it was at the start of the pandemic. Shares fell by 14% and were at their lowest since March 2020. Meta lost 61% of its value over the last year, the biggest slide amongst the big tech stocks so far. Now it's just 28 cents above its closing price on March 16, 2020, when COVID-19 sent U.S. stocks reeling. If Meta falls below $146.01, it will be at its lowest price since January 2019. That's when Facebook was dealing with the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Remember? The one that led a lot of very heated congressional hearings. That's bad. Ever since Facebook's change of name to Meta, the news for Zuckerberg and the company has been almost entirely bad. Apple's new privacy update has made it more difficult for the company to target ads by spying on users, and the rival TikTok has drawn consumers away from the app. Plus, an economic dip has led to many companies cutting back on their online marketing spending. Tough luck, Zuckerberg. And that's a wrap for this video. So what do you guys think about the whole Facebook controversy? Will Meta's Metaverse learn from its past mistakes? Are you excited for Meta's future? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next one.